What's up, YouTube? If you guys are anything like me, then you have forgotten to switch your scenes over whenever you're streaming. You'll be halfway into a game and your chat's flooded with scene, change your scene. Because they just been looking at your pretty face the entire time. You've been killing people, dropping bodies, doing everything that you need to do. Well, with what I'm going to show you today, you won't have to worry about that anymore. Today we're going to look at trigger fire, and we're going to have a remote control option for your moderators in order for them to change your scenes for you. On a side note, make sure before you do this that you trust your mods, because they can fuck with you doing this. So just be ready. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at a plugin that you have to download. It's called a WebSocket plugin for OBS. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I will link this in the description for you whenever you guys see it. But look, it's OBS WebSocket 4.9.1. That is super, super important. So you go down, scroll down, depending on what you have. I operate off of Windows, so I downloaded the OBS WebSocket 4.9.1 Windows installer. But if you're on a Mac, of course, use the Mac. And if you want the zip file, use the zip file. Not a big deal on that. You're going to go ahead and go to your downloads, get it started. It'll prompt you, go through the prompting. And whenever it has a folder that's listed for you, you're going to go and you're going to put it in the OBS/OBS plugins folder. And then it'll automatically update for you. Now, it will close out your OBS whenever it updates. It happens. Not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Now, you go over to your trigger fires. You go to where it says OBS and you connect to OBS. That'll go ahead and connect it for you. That way you don't have to worry about any issues. Now that it says it's connected, I already have a be right back, a game, and a chatting set up. That way my moderators can switch between those scenes very, very easily. Let's go ahead and take a look at my game, or my, let's do just chatting. So we'll go to my chatting. !chatting is the command that I have set up for it. You can set up the user level that you have to be in order to use some. Make sure you do this whenever you set this up. You want to make sure it's at least your moderators. Now, of course, you have like user cooldowns and global cooldowns. This doesn't really matter because you're actually going to go over here to manage action. You're going to go to scene, switch, and then you're going to pick the name of your scene. So in here, as you can see, you have all the scenes that you have in your OBS linked. So you click on your just chatting, and you want to make sure it says switch instead of hold, because if you do hold, it'll just go to that scene for a split second and then it'll come back. After you do that, you're going to hit save. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of it because I've already gotten it. I don't really need to save it. But we're going to go ahead and go to our OBS. We're going to take a look. I'm going to hit !chatting. As you can see, it automatically switched my scene for me. I didn't have to click anything else. My moderators have the same ability that they can remote control it from anywhere in the world as long as they're in my chat. They just hit !chatting, !game, or !brb. It will go ahead and switch my scene for them. Now, in order to set this up in your OBS, you're going to do something super, super simple. All right, so now you see my screen capture down here. And you see how I have the trigger fire scene right here. In this is where I go and I copy with this pink paperclip right here. You click that, you copy your link. You make your trigger fire scene that we just looked at. And then you would make a trigger source inside of that scene. Now, after you do that, this is always active. Now, it's super important whenever you look at your browser and we look at the trigger fire browser. You go ahead and have existing right here. We go to trigger. Whenever you click on it, it's super important that you make sure that you unclick shutdown source when not visible. That does not need to be clicked. If that's clicked, then it will not work for you because it has to always be active. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove this trigger from here, because if you have multiple trigger sources like this, you'll have multiple interactions with like your channel point redemptions and things like that, which we're not looking for. But because we have that source, anytime we do things like exclamation point game, it'll take you directly to my game. Now, if you set this up and it doesn't work, there's a simple fix. All you need to do is exit out of your OBS, exit out of your trigger fire, and relaunch both of them. Sometimes it needs a little reboot in order to actually activate. I'm not really sure why this is the case, but that's what's worked for me. Now, this is a really, really simple way to make sure that your gameplay is not missed, because your moderators are going to be on point and take care of it for you. Now, if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you guys can hit the subscribe button here on the channel and the like button, that would really, really help. We're trying to grow this channel out a little bit. And if you guys enjoy this content, come on over to my Twitch channel. It's ttv/SauceMcSaucy. And I'd love to see you guys there. Y'all have a fantastic day, and thanks for watching.